And we're actually starting the Italian Grand Prix in the RPS F1. Maxime Rodriguez back on pole position. Got a great start on Francesco Lago. Le Pen will look for that space to attack for the lead of the race as well. He's now side by side with Lago into turn 1. As Rodriguez is ahead of everyone into turns 1 and 2. Peacefully leading. We've already got yellow flags in sector 1. I hope this is all due to the fact that everyone has to go 30 km per hour in order not to crash with each other. Everyone's going, apart from Siep de Mangle, who's 4 seconds behind now. As Diogo Moraes, who's moved cars mid-race, has gone ahead of Kalle Pulkkinen into 6th place. Kalle Pulkkinen losing 2 places on the start of the Grand Prix and losing a 3rd one to Ludwig Stabek. Haas drivers doing great one today as Kalle Pulkkinen loses another place, this time to Jirko Barros, at least with side... Virtual safety car. Joshua Evans now ahead of Pulkkinen. Pulkkinen having disaster over the first 2 laps as Diogo Moraes on the 5th place, looking for a move on Francesco Lago. Everyone is setting a fastest lap as Diogo Moraes makes a move on Olano to 4th place. Wonderful stuff as he goes down the inside of Le Pen. What a move that is from the Haas driver. If that worked, that would be one of the overtakes of the season. The Mangle and Goyert both crashed at the same time. Who's going to the pits now? This is the question. We've got a collision. We've got a second collision between the Haases. Someone has faked the pit entry. And we've got a third collision between the Haases. And Balgos goes ahead of Moraes. Safety car for a very late. Ludwig Stahlberg goes to the pits again. Overtook everyone. And made another bit of chaos in this restart. These are some very interesting tactics to say the least. Rodriguez keeps the lead. Ahead of Pulkkinen and Lago. Lago and Le Pen, I believe they will go for that move on Pulkkinen sooner than later. Yellow flags, that is Zanetti. And Nikolaidis is a place to Bargos in the 7th, but we're following the top fight. As Pulkkinen might be eager on making a move on Rodriguez. Got a disaster of a start, but on the restart he might go for a move into the lead of the Grand Prix. From 4th to 9th to 1st. Rodriguez goes off. He goes a little bit off, but keeps the gap to Pulkkinen. We're still following from this camera because this is wonderful. As Pulkkinen, you can tell how close he is to Rodriguez and how close the drivers behind him are. Lago and Le Pen. And I think that Pulkkinen is going for a move on Rodriguez. He's got that lower wings and he's using overtake race mode, but he's backing out. Rodriguez is making space for Le Pen, supposedly, who goes up 2 places on Kalle Pulkkinen and Lago as well. Rodriguez weaving a little bit, using that bit of ERS. Lago goes for a move on the inside into Parabolica. Rodriguez having a little bit of an off-going in the Parabolica exit is now behind Lepenru, and Lepenru takes the lead, but Rodriguez is not going to give this one up. And there are 3 wide into turn 1. This is scenes already. Rodriguez on the outside. On the inside we've got Lepenru, and Lago backs out of it, but Lepenru doesn't. He fights will to will with the Alpine. We've got yellow flag somewhere. That is a Mercedes of Jeziorny. But we don't really care now. It's Lago and Lepenru, the championship contenders, are still will to will. And now Lepenru is trying to take the lead from Rodriguez. This might be a freeway situation. No, Lago is just behind. Rodriguez is back in the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. But Lepenru goes for a switchback. What a move from him yet again. And that makes it Lago in the 2nd as well. So Rodriguez was first for the full lap and then lost 2 places in the fight between these 3 drivers. Lepenru and Lago, now with the risky strategy of the mediums, kinda early to be fair, will now try to save them until the end of the race and sort it out between each other. As Balgos makes the move on Pulkkinen. Pulkkinen again losing place on his old hard. Moraes goes for a switchback on Goring, which is wonderful. DRS is enabled. Goring is going to settle behind the Haas driver. And now the Haas driver goes ahead of Michael and Gelgen. Currently, I believe 6 in the standings. Lepenru goes for Lepenru is losing a place to Lago as well, and Moraes goes for late braking into turn 1, and that should make him ahead of Engelian. No, he's side by side still, and this time Moraes goes ahead of the Mercedes driver into 9th place. Moraes has won the championship in this car in the Haas back in season 7, and now he's making overtakes in the Haas in season 10. In his first race in the Arrow since season 9 Japanese Grand Prix. Olano loses a place to Evans. Evans into 4th place in the Alpine. The F2 driver has still got it. And Evans will now chase down Rodriguez into position number 3. And I think he's not backing out of it. He's using that ERS. He doesn't care about Rodriguez being their full-time driver. And he goes ahead of his today's teammate into 3rd place. Rodriguez and Balgos are trying to make a move on Evans. These are absolute scenes around Monza. As he awaits Balgos to make a move on Rodriguez. Nobody's backing out here. Not like Le Pen and Lago, who are using tactics because they are they are caring about the championship, as Engelion gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. We've seen a little bit of a contact, and Aston Martin goes wide, and there's a spin, a heavy crash of Conor Ryan. Don't know if there was a contact there, but Bernd Mailander is caught on track again. Balgos stays out with Olano to take the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Well, I don't think anyone's going to the pits again, apart from Dia, who's on the south. Balgos, what are you doing? This genius is going to the pits again, and they are making a double stack. The Ferrari are going full Ferrari today. He's just about starting. Again, the Italian Grand Prix is the third restart. We're having 11 more laps of racing, and I want to see some great action. Will the two Italians up front deliver it? As Lago is chasing down Olano and will try to make him off as soon as possible, because he doesn't want the hard runner ahead of him when he's on the new mediums. Well, he's not making it into turn 1. Nobody is making it into turn 1 so far, apart from Rodriguez on the Penro a little bit, but that was just a little bit of a look. Now Lago is using a bit of his power. Now he's side by side with Olano into Grande Corner. This long right-hander provides some great will-to-will racing, and this is one of those, as Lago goes ahead of Olano, and Le Penro goes ahead of Olano as well. Moraes should probably also go for him with Olano as well. The hard runner's strategy did not really pay off so far, as Moraes goes for a move on the Aston Martin. I think the Aston Martins will swap places. Also, Moraes is going wide. How the communication goes in the Aston Martin, and I think that goes really well, as Olano lets Nicolaitis pass in order to chase down the top 4, as he's also part of the championship halfway through the season, ladies and gentlemen. Panos Nicolaitis, the driver on the controller, by the way, has got one and only podium this season, but will be definitely chasing down more, as he's got the chance now, as he's part of the top 5, or Caleb Lukinen will go for a move on him. They are side by side into the Grande Corner now. Panos Nicolaitis slightly ahead. Zanetti is out. Safety car again. Lago goes again, and Lago leads this restart. Le Pen trying to catch the slipstream. All the drivers try to catch the slipstream. How powerful this slipstream is, as Le Pen goes will to will with Lago into turn 1. And they are not giving it up. They are not both backing out. Le Pen has the inside line, takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Rodriguez, actually that is Evans, going up into 5th place. Rodriguez also into 9th. Bagos into 7th. Lago is currently lost a place, and now he's chased down by Diogo Moraes and Panos Nicolaitis as well, who is also busy fighting Evans into De La Rocha chicane, and I think that Evans tries to go for a move on Moraes as well. Moraes is forced off. That is definitely a penalty without mitigating factors. Moraes loses 3 places in this, at the end of the day, and could regain 1 on Pulkkinen. Well, definitely Balgos is not making a move, and he isn't. But Moraes lost 3 places, and now he's being chased down by Rodriguez. Balgos lost 2 places in the process. Rodriguez goes for a move on Diogo Moraes, who lets him pass, decides not to care about the fighting stuff. Better to stay behind the soft runner and hope for something to happen. Rodriguez really close to the Finnish driver, but I don't think it's enough to make a move, as Pulkkinen is the one about to make a move on Nicolaitis into turn 1. And I also wondering if Josh Evans is going to be overtaken by Pulkkinen. No, Caleb Pulkkinen is not that brave and not that bold, but he's going side by side with the Aston Martin. Yellow flags, the reason Jericho Balgos being spun around. Nicolaitis is the place. Nicolaitis is another place to Rodriguez into Grande Corner. And now Rodriguez uses all of his power down the inside into De La Rocha chicane and should be ahead of Caleb Pulkkinen. Rodriguez, well, he's in the inside line into turn 1. Also makes the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Has DRS on Lago, and I think he's going for it. Ludwig Starbeck makes the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, as Le Pen covers the inside line to not let Maxime Rodriguez pass. And Maxime Rodriguez is left off with nothing but staying on the 3rd place. In the meantime, Engelion, has gone up to 4th place. And Le Pen is almost side by side with Lago. I don't think he's giving this one up. Actually, he's giving this one up, backing out, thinking of better opportunities, because he was not using full throttle into Grande Corner. And Lucas in 4th, that is Engelion, who was spun around probably by Goyard at the beginning of the Grand Prix. Now he's 4th. We know that he's got a time penalty, as Le Pen goes for a move on Lago, and Rodriguez goes for a move on Lago as well. Takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. They are side by side into the first 2 corners. Rodriguez now ahead of Le Pen again, and this time he's on the lead of the Grand Prix. He's got that pole position point, and now he leads this, leaving Le Pen and Lago to fight for the 2nd. Le Pen should just go for it, and he goes for it into turn 1, does not give this one up. Rodriguez got no ERS at all. Lago will probably go for the move as well into turn 1, but Le Pen now stays ahead of these two drivers. Rodriguez keeps himself on the second. Lago will make a move on him into the inside line into turn 1. He does so, and I think the Italian should be right ahead. No, Rodriguez keeps it well. Le Pen is on the way to win for the second time this season, as Lago is sliding a little bit. Rodriguez forcing him a little bit off on the outside line, as we've also seen Kalpuk and Moraes will to will. Rodriguez loses a place to Lago. Now it's between the two drivers up front and also the two championship contenders. And Galen goes for a move on Rodriguez into Ascari and makes it stick into third place. It's one more corner left for Aurelien Lepenroux, who has got troubles drive-through in Spain and a bit of a weak performance in Netherlands. Now he's finally going to win in the home of Tifosis at Monza, and although he's not retaking the championship lead, he still wins, gets the second W on board ahead of Francesco Lago and Maxime Rodriguez, who are arguably the three fastest drivers in this division right now and entirety of ERO. Dugo Moraes jumps into 4th place in his PSF1 return, as Karl Bukinen is on 5th. Then we've got Michał Galien, Panos Nikolaidis, Federico Olano, Jan Goring, and Ludwig Staubek rounds out the top 10. So who takes the lead of the championship is of course Francesco Lago. Actually keeps it. The mad race, wonderful stuff.